Hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
No, I'm Matt.
On today's episode, we're drinking Torabhaig and their single malt Scotch whiskey. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, why don't you tell me a little bit more about this Torabhaig?
All right. This is Torabhaig, the 2017 Legacy Series Inaugural launch. We're also borrowing this from our buddy Pete. Thanks for finding this one as well, Pete. Really appreciate letting us borrow it.
Thanks, Pete.
All right. So this is the second ever licensed distiller in the Isle of Skye. First one in 190 years since our friends over at Talisker. The distillery itself is on an old farmstead, and they said this is the perfect place where two burns meet. The Alt Brick and the Alt Glen. 200 years prior, they were farm buildings built from the storied ruins from the Camus Castle that was last changed hands in a battle in 1632. So the farmhouse was built there in 1716. In 1820, the steading was built using the stone from the old castle. In 2002, a permit was given to them to start the renovation process began in 2014, and by 2016, they had their stills and washbacks put in. In 2017, the whiskey flowed for the first time. In 2020, the inaugural release, which is what we have here, called the Legacy Series, came out. They have two stills, which is an 8,000 liter wash still and a 5,000 liter spirit still. The mash tun holds 1.5 tons of peated barley per mash. They have 8 Douglas fir washbacks. The still was made by Forsyth. They have a capacity of 1.5 milliliter bottles per year. They started with an experienced team of 200 people, but now have 9 distillers that work for them that learn from them. They call their style well-tempered peat. The Torabhaig 2017 Legacy Series, like it says, the inaugural release, it's 46% non-show filtered. It was drawn from 100 different casks, laid down in 17. It is a heavily peated single malt made from concerto barley with ingrained phenols of 55 to 60 ppm, fermented with Pinnacle MG plus yeast and aged in first filled bourbon barrels, no color, non-show filtered, with residual phenols of 16 ppm. They are extremely thorough and very transparent of what they're doing, and I'm very appreciative of that. I say, good job. I wish all distillers were like this.
No kidding. Did they give us an age statement that is
3 years old?
Okay.
That's
so
it.
So upfront about it, at least.
Yeah. So they came out in 2017, released in 20, so it's 3 years old.
Okay.
Which is the minimum requirement in Scotland to be whiskey is 3 years old.
Yep.
So a beautiful single malt here. Like I said, I'm very excited to try the second one from the Isle of Skye here. So let's see what we get.
Well, it's quite briny and peaty. Very sea salt, air driven, and smoke. This one's almost getting into the umami territories as well, like where I'm actually getting some meaty tones. I'm getting like a smoked bacon. It's very, very smoke heavy. And this one's actually leading me more into like iodine. Yeah, more into iodine than it is into anything else.
Yeah, this is a beautiful peat with the creosote and some ash and like lemon lime and some fresh grass with some straw. But it's also got this nice earthy wet moss and damp forest to it, and salty and briny and black pepper, orange chocolate and peppermint, like a warm coals, like a funfetti cake icing. This is just one of those, I could see this sitting in the Isle of Skye, sitting on this old farmstead, looking out into the sea, the sand under your feet. Oh,
with a big bowl of oatmeal.
Okay.
Cinnamon swirl oatmeal with some berries in there. It's a cinnamon oatmeal. What is the berry that I'm finding? I want to call it raspberry.
That's what I'm thinking. It smells to me like raspberry. Yeah, definitely a raspberry. That bitterness of a raspberry, not quite the sweetness, but with the bitterness of the raspberry.
Yeah, it's a beautiful note. For only being 3 years old, it's quite lovely.
Yeah, just that billowing smoke that's been recently put out. Oh, it smells so good. Oh man, that's amazing for 3 years old. Oh yeah, nice sweet peat, some cake frosting, ash, dirt, lemon, lime, and salt. It's super briny, like with some sterile bandages from a hospital.
The age shows up. It's very, very thin.
Yes, it is not oily. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, there's just hasn't been enough time to develop those complex oils and congeners that I really enjoy. But this does head down a really, really lovely path, and it is fruity, sweet peat.
Slow burning fire with seaweed and mint, like a charred grapefruit even. Yeah, lemon lime still in the back there after the grapefruit. Even a little pear and some peach. That's good. It's good, but yeah, like I said, it's a little thin. I wish it was a little oily, but this is going to take a couple more years, I think, in the cask. What it definitely tells us is this is going to be really good whiskey down the road, which is the good news.
Yeah, I mean, if their young whiskey is tasting this good, their old
whiskey I can only imagine. Give it 2-3 more years. I mean, it's going to be quite tasty. Because if you take like a good example would be that's actually not that far, but just from the mainland, it's Wolfburn. Same thing when they put their stuff out, it was about 4 years old, and that was also very good. There's a little more oily than this, but it gives you a direction of what this is going to be another year from now, 2 years from now, what you're going to get.
They put those at a little bit higher ABV too, didn't they? Or was theirs a 46?
Hopefully it's 46.
Okay. A drop of water brings out more of the smoke on the nose, and it kind of mutes some of the fruitier tones that I was getting before the water was added.
Okay.
Same thing on the palate. It kind of mutes down some of the fruit, mutes down some of the strawberry, it mutes down some of the cinnamon, turns up a little bit of the smoke, turns up a little bit of the peat, a little bit of the brine starts coming through, and I'm finishing with black pepper and peat. So I actually enjoy that better with a drop of water. It actually opens up some of the oils that are in there. They're just hidden at 46%.
Good. Now, I think the price was like close to 100, so it's not cheap. But I also understand it's the first release. I get it. You also need to make money because you haven't made money yet. So I also get that. So I get it. I understand why it's going to. I assume over time the cost hopefully will come down, but that's what it is currently. So, but am I pleased with this new product? Absolutely. I think it's a very good new product. I think if you get it, I think it'd be good to have because it's the first release. So I get why it is what it is. But no, I think it's good. I think we're gonna get some really good stuff out of this distillery long term. So I'm very happy with this product. For 3 years old, I enjoy this.
I don't disagree with anything that you said. I feel like the price is a little high, but again, you're paying for a lot of different things. You're probably helping keep this distillery open by paying that $100 for this bottle. Because I'm sure they've been sitting on things for quite a while, really hoping that this one turns out good.
And you know what? It may actually be like a $75 bottle because of the tariffs. This may act now. Granted, they are currently not on there, but I almost would not be surprised. This is really a $75, which to me would be a fine price.
Yeah,
so that's guarantee you realistic. $25 tariff on this.
Yeah, I'd be much more willing to pay $75. So you might be absolutely correct.
But either way, like I said, for what it is, it's good. I think they did a good job. So, like I say, thanks, Pete. Let us borrow another awesome random whiskey find. Really love these. Was excited. Knew this distillery was coming out. Just didn't know when it was coming to the States. So thrilled to try this and keep on bringing us more awesome whiskeys you randomly find in your adventures around the state. That's for sure.
Please. And don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos when Pete finds us more whiskeys. Until next time, keep on crusading for the whiskey in your glass. Cheers. Hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Matt. No, that's not right.
Good stuff.
Oh, good.
These were not for Sarah's enjoyment today.
No, I think Sarah can smell me from here.